Hey guys, welcome to Solo ReacTalk. Today I'm going to be traveling again with Expedia. This time we're leaving the Asian continent and heading over to the North American continent, more specifically the United States of America. And we are traveling to Death Valley Vacation. Yeah, Death Valley Vacation Travel Guide by Expedia. All right, let's start. 3, 2, 1, go.
It's the driest place in the USA, the lowest point in North America, and one of the hottest places on Earth. But between mid-October and mid-May, Death Valley is one of the USA's most life-affirming road trips. Death Valley straddles the California-Nevada border, just a 4.5-hour drive from Los Angeles or a 2.5-hour drive from Las Vegas. Many parts of Death Valley are designated wilderness areas and are under the care of the National Park Service. Despite its rugged appearance, Death Valley's ecological, geological, and historical gems are fragile. Tread lightly so future generations can experience the wilderness value of this national treasure. If you're approaching from Nevada, the adventure begins just outside the park in the freewheeling town of Beatty, the gateway to Death Valley. In the early 1900s, Beatty serviced nearby mining towns such as Rhyolite, which during its short life featured a train station, 3 newspapers, and 53 saloons. After the mining boom, the hills around Beatty called out to artists and free thinkers. Stop by the Goldwell Open Air Museum, home to the Venus of Nevada, the Ghost Rider, and other works inspired by the windswept Mojave Desert. The Mojave has long drawn spiritual seekers too. If you're entering the park from the California side, stretch your legs at Father Crowley Overlook, dedicated to the man they called the Desert Padre.
It really looks like Mars in a way, you know. I think it just has a bit more color, but it looks as desolate and as mountainous and rocky like Mars. It's quite similar. It's very interesting. Okay, let's continue.
Just a 10-mile drive further into the park, take the turnoff to Darwin Falls. A reminder that despite the park's foreboding name, Death Valley supports a surprising abundance of life. After Darwin Falls, shake off the dust at Panamint Springs. Whether you're staying for the night or just wetting your whistle, remember to top up on fuel and water before venturing into the back roads, because this is no place for the ill-prepared. Follow the gravel road south to the Wild Rose Kilns, which once produced the charcoal needed to smelt lumps of Death Valley ore into silver. Stop by the Eureka Mine, where fortune seeker Pete Augerberry devoted his life to swinging a pick. The Frenchman never did hit the mother lode, but instead discovered one of Death Valley's greatest treasures, serenity. When visitors began exploring Death Valley in their newfangled motor cars in the 1930s, the ever-affable Augerberry guided them to the place he called the Great View. Take the climb to his beloved outlook and behold the spectacle of the Panamint Mountains, cascading into the valley floor 6,000 feet below. After exploring the back roads of the Panamint Range, head deeper into the park's sun-baked heart at Stovepipe Wells. It was here where a party of lost 49ers burnt their wagons, ate their oxen, and staggered out on foot from the place they christened Death Valley. Death Valley's landscapes may be harsh, but they are rarely monotonous. Each twist on these desert roads reveals yet another vista with its own geological voice, its own story to tell. Just a short drive east of Stovepipe Wells are the shifting sands of the Mesquite Dunes, the easiest to access of all the park's dune fields.
Imagine it, from those mountains going all the way down, and then you just transition to a dune. I don't know. To me, that just sounds kind of magical in a way. Really, it sounds so magical. Like, if I just dropped in that landscape, at first I would suspect, like, nah, man, am I in Jordan, or am I somewhere in Saudi Arabia, or am I in Egypt? Because all of a sudden there's a dune here, there's mountains far in the distance there. I would suspect that I was in another country. I wouldn't suspect I was in America, because you rarely see such things in their movies, American movies. You rarely see such natural beauty like this. So it's quite a surprise for me, and also it's very enjoyable to see.
Further east, take a walk along the Salt Creek Trail, where playful pupfish splash in the wetland remnants of a lake which once covered much of the valley. To the south, lace up your hiking boots and discover the slot canyons, marbled narrows, and galleries of fragmented rock in Mosaic Canyon. Once you've explored the trails around Stovepipe Wells, continue south into the valley floor, where as the road descends, the temperature climbs. Pull into the aptly named Furnace Creek, the holder of the world's highest recorded temperature. Despite the heat, the resorts here make Furnace Creek a cool place to kick back after a long day on the trails. In the late 1800s, this outpost was the home of the Pacific Coast Borax Company, whose 20-mule wagon teams hauled borax from the valley floor and into the laundries and cosmetics counters of the USA. Learn more about Death Valley's gritty past at the Furnace Creek Visitor Center. Run by the National Park Service, an hour here will deepen your appreciation of the park's incredible history, ecosystems, and geology. Furnace Creek is close to some of Death Valley's most popular sites. And as always, no two are quite the same.
It really does look like gold. Seriously, when you look at it like this, it looks like gold. Oh.
Just a 5-mile drive south of Furnace Creek is Zabriskie Point, a mud rock badlands that has long inspired filmmakers, musicians, and mystics. A few miles south, take the turnoff onto Artist Drive, a scenic road which takes in an eye-popping, oxidized palette of hillside colors. Nearby,
Some of these places would make perfect set pieces for like science fiction movies or TV series, because really the landscape is just so alien looking, especially with that oxidized hill place, the valley, the way it's so pink in color like that, and even Golden Valley, of Golden Canyon, I mean, really, they just look otherworldly. You could use them in a movie or in a TV series instead of using green screen or blue screen or whatever screens that they're using nowadays. These advanced types, you could just come here and shoot your movie or your TV series. But maybe it'll cost a lot more money. But I don't know. This kind of experience, I don't think you could put a cost value on it. I just don't think so. I think you'll be more into your character if you were acting in this place.
at the Devil's Golf Course, stand at the edge of the jagged salt plain that stopped the wagons of those lost 49ers dead in their tracks. Just 10 miles down the road in Badwater, imagine the heartbreak of those lost overlanders who splashed these waters to their cracked and swollen lips, only to taste water twice as salty as the sea. After exploring the park's lowest point, take the road up Coffin Peak to Dante's View. Here, from a height of 5,500 feet, southern Death Valley stretches out with all the ferocity of hell and all the beauty of heaven. Nature's very own divine comedy. After coming back to Earth, head north and follow 27 miles of serpentine bends through Titus Canyon to Leadfield. In 1925, false advertising lured hundreds of hopeful miners to these barren hills. 3 years later, Leadfield was just another Death Valley ghost town. One miner who did strike it lucky was Bert Shively. Cornering his runaway burrow in a remote canyon, the exasperated miner picked up a rock to hurl at that stubborn beast. Glinting in the sun, that rock was never thrown. and the Lost Burrow Mine went on to produce gold for decades. Just over the hill from Bert's mine is the racetrack, whose mysterious sliding rocks were long thought to be the work of playful spirits and bored extraterrestrials. Alas, science has recently discovered more logical culprits: high winds and winter ice. From the racetrack, head through Tea Kettle Junction to a section of the park formed by steam. Drive to the rim of Ubehebe Crater, formed in one explosive instant when rising magma hit cool groundwater. Some geologists estimate the crater was formed only 300 years ago, a reminder that despite appearances, Death Valley is very much alive and forever changing. Welcome, traveler, to a destination where the rusting iron and mine shafts of old-timers tell tales of endurance and hope. Where epic landscapes terrify, mystify, and delight. Where the wind scours the skin in one moment and in the next whispers all the world's secrets. Death Valley is the stuff of life.
Wow. Death Valley, USA. I'm just imagining Death Valley during the night, like when the moon is high up in the sky and it's like a full moon. So I'm just wondering, what does it look like there? It must be frightening in a way, but also very beautiful and amazing. Yeah, Death Valley really is a place that I think anyone who is close enough, or anyone who has uh, the money, they should travel there and go there and experience that place, experience what it has to offer. And man, I would take so many pictures. I would take so many pictures, so many videos. I think I wouldn't have enough space on my cell phone or my camera, or, you know, hopefully there'll be internet connection so then I can just send them through the cloud. But I don't think I would ever stop. I don't think I would ever stop taking pictures. I might even say I'm on Mars in some places. Really, it's an amazing place. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. Harsh environment, very harsh, but very, very, very beautiful. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's it for today with Expedia and with Death Valley, USA. I'm going to continue in the North American continent, maybe Canada and Mexico next with my Expedia travel guides. But yeah, Death Valley has been good to me, and hopefully it will be good to anyone who's traveling there. Enjoy yourselves. Make sure you explore it to the fullest, because this place is amazing. It's amazing. Okay. Bye, guys.